It's 3 in the morning, and you're staring at the ceiling, doing that dangerous math in your head. Paycheck in, rent out, groceries, maybe the car payment. You run through the numbers again and again, and you know, if one thing goes wrong, a blown tire, a surprise bill, the whole month collapses. And the worst part, you scroll through your phone and see people your age who seem to make money multiply effortlessly. They're not working more hours. They're not necessarily smarter, yet somehow their accounts grow while you feel stuck in place. Here's the truth. It's not luck, it's not winning the lottery, and it's not grinding 80 hours a week. It's about 3 simple shifts in how they think about and use money. Once you understand them, everything changes. Think about school for a second. 2 students can study the same amount of time, but only one knows the grading system, the key chapters, and how to pace themselves. That student gets the A. The other spins their wheels and barely passes. Money works exactly the same way. Most people grind hard, hustle constantly, and still feel broke. Not because they're lazy, but because they're playing with the wrong rules. The wealthy, they're playing a completely different game. The first rule they know is this: money isn't the enemy. Half of adults say money is their biggest source of stress. Not work, not relationships, money. And when your brain links money with fear, guilt, or greed, you subconsciously push it away. Think about it. If deep down you believe that money is bad, that rich people are greedy, how motivated are you to become one of them? Those beliefs sabotage you before you even start. You've probably felt that small moment of stress standing in a grocery aisle, staring at the brand name cereal versus the generic one that saves $2. That tension isn't about cereal. It's about scarcity. It's the quiet belief that money controls you, not the other way around. But here's the shift. Money is neutral. It's just a tool, like a hammer. You can use a hammer to build a house or smash a window. It doesn't make you good or bad. It just amplifies who you already are. If you're generous, money lets you be more generous. If you're careless, money magnifies the chaos. The problem is that people who see money as evil end up sabotaging themselves. They overspend to feel better. They avoid learning about investing, and they convince themselves living paycheck to paycheck is just how life is. But here's some quick math that might hit you. Wasting just $10 a day on random spending adds up to over $3,000 a year. Invested with even a modest return, that could be more than $50,000 in a decade. That's the cost of ignoring the power of small habits. So start by reframing how you see money. Stop calling it dirty or greedy. See it as leverage, a tool that works for you when you direct it with purpose. Move just $50 a month from something forgettable, like subscriptions or takeout, into savings or paying off debt. That simple act tells your brain, I'm in control. And that mindset is where everything begins. The second shift is about time. Most people believe the path to wealth is working more hours. So they take overtime, second jobs, side hustles, anything to squeeze more out of the day. But there are only 24 hours, and no matter how hard you work, you hit a ceiling. I know people who work 6 days a week, collapse on Sundays, and still feel broke. They're exhausted, frustrated, and stuck on repeat, because if you're only trading hours for money, you'll never get ahead. The wealthy flip that equation. They ask, how can I earn more without working more? They buy time. They invest in systems, assets, or skills that keep paying even when they're not. Imagine someone working 50 hours a week, saving nothing, compared to another who works 40 and invests $500 a month into an index fund. Over 30 years, that investor ends up with around $600,000. The hard worker ends up tired. The investor ends up free. When you start valuing time over money, your decisions shift. You'll happily spend $200 on something that saves you 10 hours, but you'll stop wasting $200 on things that only look impressive for a weekend. And that's how you quietly start buying your freedom. Here's a simple experiment. Audit 1 week of your life. Look at the hours you trade for low payoff, commutes, overtime, endless scrolling, and reclaim just 2 of them. Use them to learn a new skill, build a small side project, or do something that increases your energy. Those hours compound faster than any paycheck ever will. And the final shift, the one that ties everything together, is realizing your biggest asset isn't your job, your house, or your savings account. It's you, your skills, your health, your relationships. Wealthy people know that the most powerful investment is in themselves. Before they buy a car or a luxury watch, they put money into education, mentors, books, therapy. anything that multiplies their capacity to earn and grow. Here's the difference that compounds over time. One person buys a $40,000 car. The other uses that same amount over a few years to level up their skills, build a small business, or start investing. 5 years later, the car has lost value, but the other person's income, confidence, and options have exploded. That's the real flex. And if you're thinking, I can't afford that, you're looking at it backward. You can't afford not to. Investing in yourself doesn't mean spending thousands. It can start with a $20 book, a free YouTube course, or a $50 class that teaches you a skill that boosts your income for years. The danger isn't spending too much. It's standing still. A pair of sneakers worth $200 loses value the moment you wear them. A $200 skill course that helps you earn even $1 more per hour adds $2,000 a year, every year. The math isn't close. Pick one self-investment this month. Maybe it's fitness, maybe it's learning, maybe it's joining a group that challenges you to grow. The wealthy treat this like rent. It's non-negotiable. Now zoom out and picture two lives that start exactly the same. Both earn $50,000 a year in their 20s. One treats money as stressful, always chasing the next paycheck, paying credit cards late, and saving later. The other saves first, keeps costs steady, and invests consistently. At 30, the difference seems small. At 40, it's massive. One is still living month to month. The other has real security. By 50, one is still trapped in survival mode, and the other can finally say, I work because I want to, not because I have to. That's the secret the wealthy know. It's not about luck or shortcuts. It's mindset. It's identity. It's deciding to see money as a tool, to guard your time like it's the rarest thing you own, and to keep leveling yourself up year after year. Remember that friend who started from nothing, buried in debt, barely making rent? They didn't hit the lottery. They started learning, investing small amounts, building discipline. Within 2 years, they paid off debt, built a safety net, and started investing. Not rich yet, but free from panic. They sleep better, they feel in control, and they've completely changed their relationship with money. And you can too. You don't need a raise or a miracle. You just need one small decision today. Move $50 into savings. Cancel something you don't use. Buy the book you've been avoiding. That one act shifts your identity from someone in survival mode to someone who builds. Because once you start thinking like a builder, everything changes. You stop doing 3 a.m. math in your head. You stop panicking when life throws you a bill. You just handle it calmly because you built the buffer. And that's the moment your life starts to feel different. The median American has less than $1,000 saved. Build even a $5,000 emergency fund, and you're already in the top half. That's what financial freedom looks like in real life. Not yachts or Lamborghinis, but peace of mind. The moment you become the kind of person who manages money intentionally, buys back time, and keeps growing, you start playing the same game the wealthy have been playing all along. And that game doesn't start with luck. It starts with a decision today. Thanks for watching InvestingFlix, where smart money learns smarter moves. Subscribe for more insights that grow your wealth.